fashion.
Yeah. Welcome to Newsnight. My name is Solomon Serwanja and I'm joined by the old man of the clan and the CEO of the independent magazine, Andrew Mwenda. Andrew, thank you
And
so much.
mender of broken hearts and general of the UPDF.
And last time I was with you, you called me your grandson.
Great grandson. You're too young to be my grandson.
Great grandson. But Andrew, let's get it down here. On Sunday, the former Prime Minister, Mbabazi, returned from abroad and he drove direct to Chambogo University for the Lango Culture Gala. And if you followed that story, he made a few comments which seemed like coming out of the shell about his ambitions towards 2016. I personally covered that event. And he was speaking, he's ready to serve, he's still strong. You know, he kind of was speaking loud about what he's almost there. And if I can put it that if he's about 8 months pregnant and we very soon we could likely see a baby born. What do you make of Mbabazi's statement?
First of all, let me, rather than his statement, speak about Mbabazi the person. Mbabazi the person is one of the most calculating human beings I know. I have this suspicion that he's very risk averse. I also think he is extremely cautious to the degree that I don't think he's the kind of guy who can make a reckless statement or a reckless decision. The consequence of that is it makes also Mbabazi indecisive. You see, if you want to run for president, you do what Besigye did. You jump into it. So
go hard on.
Yes. If you calculate the way Mbabazi has calculated, when you prevaricate for as long as he has, I can tell you that is the road to nowhere. I don't think Mbabazi will declare a candidature to run. If he does, he will not get 1% of the vote.
We are talking about someone who understands the grassroots of the NRM here, Andrew. Someone who has been in this party and has been one of the backbones of this party. And you think he does not have the strength to,
first of all,
pull through? Mbabazi,
as I have told you on this show before, is he is what you'd call the moon, and Museveni is the sun. The moon does not generate light of its own. Whenever you see the moon lighting, that light is being radiated from the sun. So Mbabazi's political strength emanated from the perception by the wider NRM public that he was close to the president and he could influence many things. I do not think that Mbabazi on his whole own had a sufficiently strong political constituency inside and outside NRM to make him a formidable candidate. The second thing, because he does not have a fundamental reason for breaking away from Museveni, which shows that he is trying to cut a completely different or alternative path to what NRM is offering, he is unlikely to elicit as much public excitement as Besigye did when he broke away from the NRM. Therefore, his candidature would be dead on arrival. So if I was Mbabazi, I would do my best to position myself as a successor to Museveni and maximize my returns from loyalty to Museveni rather than try to position myself as an alternative to him, because I don't think he can sell. And his own character, that is not the kind of guy, he does not have the brand of a warrior who will go into the trenches. Besigye is an incredible political animal.
You don't have to be a warrior.
Let me tell you, the best chance for Mbabazi, Solomon, to become president was to remain loyal to Museveni and wait Museveni out, so that it is him who is the best positioned in the case the president resigns, retires, or dies.
Mbabazi has reached at a point of no return.
Has he?
And I think so. I put it before him and he told me, didn't I tell you, I would tell you.
I found that very interesting. I watched your news. He told you, didn't I tell you, I will tell you. But he has been saying this and I was, yeah.
Well, let's just step away from the Mbabazi thing, Andrew.
And go to Jacqueline.
And let's go to Jacqueline Mbabazi. Yesterday, blocked by the SFC, as Shilandu Huche reported, and the vice president or vice chairperson of the Women's League, Susan Mwezi, saying, "I didn't know she was there." And then the president comes through and takes and sits with her on the high table. Do you read something?
Well, but you see, I found that Susan said something very interesting. Jacqueline claimed that she had been not invited to attend, so that's why she did not have a badge, because she did not have an invitation card. And Susan, who is the vice chairperson to the Women's League, so she's vice to Jacqueline, said, how can we invite the chairperson? Because the chairperson should be the one who should have organized this meeting. So I think that by Jacqueline not participating in the organization of a women's conference for the NRM, it meant that she had abdicated her duty. And I felt that the president was smart politically, but in etiquette really not so smart, because why didn't Jacqueline organize this conference? She had abdicated her duty as chairperson. So Susan decided, said, this thing will not die, I will take the mantle and organize it. And since she had abdicated her responsibilities, there was no need to invite the chairman. It's like, if Museveni NRM chairman does not participate in the organization of something, how can you invite him to his own function? Can I invite you to your wedding?
No.
Well, have you wedded?
I'm getting married very soon, Andrew.
Exactly. So you think it should be me, your best man, to invite you to your wedding?
No, not really.
Exactly.
But, well, some other political observers...
So it means that Jacqueline had sent a clear message that she's not interested in this job. Perhaps at the last minute, she may have talked to the president and changed her mind.
And that basically is my point. What brings Jacqueline Mbabazi back to the NRM wing? Is she trying to buy herself back?
I actually suspect that before she came there, she had talked to the president. Because if you follow the body language, and when she was seated outside, she said, I am waiting for the president. They seem to have had an appointment. And when the president arrived, he identified her as had to come in and all this. Let me tell you, Museveni is one of the most sophisticated politicians you can meet. At political brinkmanship, he gets an A+. I think that Museveni understands the Mbabazis very well. He knows that Jacqueline, he should not take actions that can completely alienate them. So he must keep them close to him. I'm reliably informed, by the way, that the president called Mbabazi and said, look, this job of third deputy prime minister and minister of regional cooperation, which Kategaya held, can you have it? Mbabazi said, no, I will not. The president said, okay, I will leave it vacant. When you think you can take it, you can take it. Now, I think that Museveni had given Mbabazi very good bait. Remember, Museveni said when he was swearing, they were swearing in Rugunda as prime minister, he said Rugunda was minister of foreign affairs. Then I removed him from being full minister and I brought him to the same ministry as minister of state. He accepted. Then later was downgraded to ambassador, permanent representative to the UN, which is even below a minister of state. And he accepted, perhaps because he understands the compromises and concessions and the calculations I have to make. And let me tell you, Mbabazi, by turning down that offer, is ruling himself out of succession if Museveni decided to leave. The people who are in line of succession of Museveni outside of his family, outside of Mhozi and Janet, I think is Sekandi and Rugunda, because they understand the dynamics of power very well.
Andrew, let's talk about power, even as we wind up. Would you take that job if you were Mbabazi, from Prime Minister to Minister for Regional Affairs?
Not if I was Mbabazi. If I was Mbabazi working inside the NRM, because I've given previously on this show an example of Deng Xiaoping. Deng Xiaoping was Deputy Prime Minister of China. Then he was demoted to head a factory in a rural part of China. When Chairman Mao Zedong sent him there, he started writing letters to Chairman Mao saying, look, I was very wrong to disagree with you and the line of the party. In fact, even this punishment you gave me is too small. You should have given me a harder one. Finally, when Mao grew old and he had to return his old cronies, it is Deng Xiaoping he brought back. And when Mao died, it was Deng Xiaoping who was in the line of succession and is the one who succeeded Mao. So it tells you that in these revolutionary movements, it's better for you to act very loyal. Even when they give you a demotion, you accept it and say, even this is too small a punishment. That's what Mbabazi should have done. And then Mbabazi would have become the likely successor to Museveni.
Well, I think Andrew will have to stop it there, but we'll also be watching out for what Mbabazi will be saying. If he told us, didn't I tell you, I would tell you.
He will keep telling you, didn't I tell you, I will tell you until 2027.
That's what we had for News Night. Thanks for watching.